You're inside of the Ena Esco Show on Magic 807, the sound of Black excellence. And today on the Ena Esco Show, I have an amazing guest in the building with me. I'm talking about Memphis music icon, Grammy Award-winning saxophonist, composer, songwriter, Mr. Kirk Whalum. How are you, sir?
Wow. So that introduction, thank you, Ena. And when I was 12 and I got my saxophone because they were giving out instruments in public schools, I got to take it home. And, that first week I played Amazing Grace at Olivet Baptist Church, where my dad was pastor, mom was first lady. And that journey up to this day was about me getting better and better on that instrument. I always wanted
Yes.
to be really good at it. Never really thought much about being famous or rich or any of that, and which is a good thing because I'm not rich. But to be better and better at it. So when
Hmm.
somebody calls me a legend or whatever, I always think back, wow, so I'm still on the same continuum of trying to be really good at something.
Yes, and you are. I'm going to give you your flowers
Thank you.
today. You are a very beloved Memphian, and you have blazed so many pathways for the artists here in the city of Memphis.
It's my pleasure and honor. I mean, when I'm abroad, and I mentioned that I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, they say, well, you're from the States, but you're from Memphis. So that makes you really special.
Yes.
Living in Paris was like the big eye opener for me that
Mm.
you go into a Burger King and it's themed after Beale Street, Memphis,
Mm.
Tennessee. And you see, BB King, you see Elvis, and you see all these great icons from my hometown. So
Yes.
it's really special for me to plug in and try to also be a resource, an asset for the new ones.
Yes.
Quickly, there's one named Singa B, Singa, and the letter B as his
Singa
last name.
B.
And he is a new blues artist
Mm-hmm.
from Memphis. He was a kid at Stax when I was CEO there. He is out. He's touring with Tony.
Wow.
He is making his own music, and it's extra special because it's like when rhythm and blues, like blues became rhythm and blues. Now it has become what they call new blues, and it's got rap, it's got hip hop
Mm.
beats, but it's the same feeling and soul of blues. So I just wanted to throw that out there
Yes,
and
sir.
kind of, mic check, sing a beat.
Yes. Shout out to Singa B. Now, I hear that you have a connection to the fifth oldest HBCU, the LeMoyne-Owen College.
Just
Could you
so
tell us
happens.
about that?
Just so happens. First of all, both my parents, Reverend Kenneth T. and Helen Whalum, her name's
Wow.
Rogers now. She just turned 89. They
Wow.
both graduated from LeMoyne, and as well, my first job as a little boy, I think I was like 14. I wasn't old enough to work here, but my dad knew the president, and he said he really wants to work. He said we'll figure something out. Sure enough, I was buffing floors and sweeping and cutting grass. And
First job.
yes, that was my first job.
Wow, that is amazing. I meet so many people that have a connection to LeMoyne-Owen College, and I think it's absolutely amazing that you're sitting in this building today because we often talk about legacy, right?
Yeah.
Memphis legacy, and you've performed on some of the world's biggest stages, right? What Memphis lessons do still travel with you while you're on the road? Because you're still touring, you're doing your thing. We're going to get into Kafé Kirk, but
Yeah,
what
sure.
Memphis lessons stick with
Right.
you?
Well, I once, when I was working at Stax, which was a part of me, Ruby and me coming back to Memphis after all those years, I heard a quote from the great Albert King. He said, "My name's Albert King. You should learn that name because we're going to be around." Right, basically saying that blues music ain't going nowhere.
Mm.
No matter how many twists and turns and whatever it becomes in pop music and AI and blah, 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 people will always want to hear the blues.
Wow.
When I worked, for instance, with Quincy Jones, what he expected from me, what he heard in me was that he heard the blues, the gospel roots in my playing. And I'm not singing, right? I'm playing an instrument, but he could hear it. And
Mhm.
that's the sauce that he wanted, the seasoning that he wanted to include in whatever artist we were working on at the time. So yeah, that's to me is it. Like Memphis is that source music that impacts everything.
Yes, and you've worked with so many artists over the years, and we're hearing, I would say Whitney Houston's name a lot. Talked about being a legend. Of course, she's a legend, but especially with the death of Clive Davis, because he was so
Yeah.
instrumental in Whitney Houston's career. Did you have a connection with Clive?
Yes, I did. Before I played with Whitney, I actually was signed to Arista
Okay.
by Clive Davis. It was a time when Kenny G had first come out
Mm-hmm.
with, this kind of hybrid thing where a saxophone player selling a whole lot of records.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing, right? In fact, there was only one other huge artist who had sold that many records, and that was a Memphian by the name of Charles Lloyd.
Mm.
Charles Lloyd was the first one who kind of became a pop saxophonist, right? And this is in the 50s,
Wow.
right? So Charles Lloyd. But anyway, I get signed to Arista by Clive Davis. And it didn't work out. I mean, fortunately, that record didn't come out because they were basically trying to make another kind of Kenny G success.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really fit in that mold, and I still don't. But I'm grateful that the long narrative of me being then involved with his biggest artist, Whitney Houston, and to say that as we sit here, I am the saxophonist of all the saxophonists in the world who has the one who has been heard by more people because of that song, I Will Always Love You.
Wow.
I am that guy. And again, I have no ego about it because I know I wouldn't have been on there had my buddy Ricky Minor, her musical director, not heard me and given me that opportunity. And if she hadn't, been the one to kind of sign off on, yeah, I hear that gospel when he plays. And that's what they hear on I Will Always Love You.
Wow. What do you miss most about Whitney?
She was such a down, they call her round the way girl, man. She
Yes.
was just so down. She never really fit into that mold. In fact, Clive was the one constantly curating her presence in the marketplace, wanting her to be this diva.
Mm-hmm.
He almost had this picture in his mind of who he wanted her to be, and she rejected it, time and again, but eventually realized that, he's right because I'll cross over into mainstream in such a way that I'll never do if I just sing gospel or sing R&B. So, yeah, I mean, my memories of her was she just wanted to be out of the limelight. She just, be curled up in a chair. In fact, I used to do Bible studies for her in the band. She used to call me Bishop. My nickname was Bishop for the
Bishop.
whole time I worked 7 years because she saw that I was really walking with God and that I wanted to share it. So I'm the one who always prayed when we got together before a show. And also, I did Bible study. I would type it all out and I have it ready. Every now and then she'd be able to come. Very seldom. We're on the road, man, they have her running. Part of what happened to her was that they had her running so crazy. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember distinctly her sitting on the floor, leaning against the bed in a room full of musicians studying God's word.
Wow. Always had that deeply rooted in her.
Yes.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned that Bishop Whalum because one of the things I've been wanting to know is, you're a Grammy award-winning artist, musician, and a man of faith. How
Mhm.
are you able to balance that in this world today?
Yeah. So I don't look at it as balancing, like two
Mm-hmm.
different things. I feel like the source of all life is God. And if a person is a Christian like me, then they see that one way, like as Jesus the Savior coming to show us the way and redeem us. But really, it's like anything that you hear that lifts your spirit or makes you feel better, that is from God.
Mm.
And sometimes it's called gospel. Sometimes is Whitney Houston singing, I'm your baby tonight, or,
Okay.
whatever it is, it's a God thing. So it's a matter of being able to peel back the layers of whatever it is, of pop, you know, uh, sensibilities and those aspects to see that here's this little girl who just loved Jesus and she just let it flow.
Wow. Now, one thing that is so important to me and just, talking with you before we started recording is giving back to the next generation. How do you
Mhm.
feel about mentorship and education in the music space
Yeah.
with you in your world today?
Sure, it's so very important. So this morning at 6:45, most Thursdays, it depends if I'm in town, if I can do it, I Zoom with my student in Nairobi. Now, his name is Elvis. You can't make this up. He calls himself Elvis. All right, and he is a saxophone player I met when I went there years ago, and I've been there many times since then. And I teach him saxophone, and but really, it's the life connection. It's imparting what my life is about and the things that matter to me. I have my phone on.
That's
I'm
okay.
throwing my watch over there.
That's okay.
So his real name is Otieno. So what I share with Otieno is where I've been and what I feel about life.
Mhm.
And I was able to see him. I was just in Nairobi, the little town called Kodogocho, about a week and a half ago.
Wow.
And so I got a chance to, hang out with him and his band. Okay, now he's 24. His band sat in and played a show and played a song on this concert we did in Nairobi. I mean, there were 2,500 people there to hear me and these other artists, and I had him come up and play. So, to me, that is the essence of mentorship, or it's like sharing the great gifts that I got freely, right? Freely, I try to give them, and so yeah,
I
it's all
love
about
that.
that.
I love that. We have Grammy Award-winning musician, saxophonist Kirk Whalum in the building with us today on the Ena Esco Show. We're going to get into Kafé Kirk very shortly, but first, a few rapid fire questions.
Yes,
You down?
I'm 67 and not so much rapid anymore, but go ahead.
Favorite place to hear live music in Memphis?
All right, okay. Well, that would be the green room at Crosstown.
Yes, yes. Most underrated Memphis musician?
I just mentioned him, I think, and that's Singer B. He doesn't live here anymore, but his heart and soul is still here, and he's playing new blues. So yeah, he's taking the baton into the next generation.
Okay. One album everyone should hear before they die.
Charles Lloyd live, and I believe it was at the Newport Jazz Festival, but the song Forest Flower. And Charles Lloyd was that guy. He was one of the first, maybe two artists, second or third artist to have a gold record playing the saxophone.
Yes.
Like what is that? I can't remember now. 500,000 copies.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's amazing. Whitney Houston or Luther Vandross memory that still makes you smile.
Luther Vandross. We're in rehearsal on tour. The first time I played with him, I had recorded with him several times, but live, I show up at soundcheck and we're playing the song "Anyone Who Had a Heart," and
I
I
love
start.
that song.
It's so beautiful. So I started playing my solo, spot, and he stopped the band. He go, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, no, play the solo. I'm like, I thought that was what I was doing. He said, no, no, no. The solo, basically the exact notes that I played on the record. I'm like, Luther, I don't even know that anymore. I just
Mm.
made something up as we do. I had to go to the hotel room and learn my solo.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the hardest things I've done because I don't ever play anything that's sort of replicable very much. But I had to learn it, and he had a very good ear, so
Yes, he
he knew if
did.
I was if I was
Yes, he
jamming,
did.
you know.
Wow, I saw his documentary. It was so insightful.
It
Like
was
he was a
so amazing.
genius.
He really was. I mean, he could like I would play it in the studio. I would play something. He would say, "Stop. Okay, start now." When you play da 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 da, he say, "Change that to da 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 da." So he
Mm-hmm.
would just sculpt it,
Mm-hmm.
based on what he was hearing, and he didn't have any formal training.
Wow. Did you work with a lot of artists like that that could do something similar?
Similar to that, um, when I was in LA, living out there, I mean, I did sessions pretty much. I probably did 4 sessions a week. That's a lot, and
Mm.
um, and that's a lot of weeks. And boy, I just hard. It's hard to get all in my head. But I'm going to say Luther was one of the most instinctive artists that I ever worked with, because he was in control. He had his hands in the whole thing. Like he wanted to make sure he shaped it in such a way that represented him, him best.
Yeah, and I ain't mad at that at all.
No, me neither.
Last rapid fire question, Bishop Whalum. If you weren't a musician, what would you be?
Je serais un professeur de français parce que ça me plairait beaucoup de partager la langue française avec quelqu'un. I would be a French teacher.
A French teacher. And me hablo español.
Yo también hablo español, sí. Otra vez yo puedo enseñar español también. I could also teach
You can
Spanish.
speak. Okay. You could also look. I gotta listen to it for a minute. That's interesting because growing up, I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. My entire family, they're Creole, and they would speak broken French over our heads all the time. Patois, yeah. So we know a little bit, but I decided to go and learn the whole Espanol.
Estoy muy impresionado. I'm very impressed.
Sí.
And by the way, I played in Beaumont, Texas many times.
Really?
In fact, Robert Glasper is from, he may be from Houston, but his father lives in Beaumont.
Oh, wow.
And I know his dad. His dad sells shrimp, like the shrimp man.
Yes, we got plenty of shrimp man.
Yeah, and man, those prawns. Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
incredible.
love going home just to eat the fresh seafood.
Yeah,
right?
and that's my favorite thing. I mean, I could eat fish 3 meals a day.
Yes, indeed. Wow. We have Grammy Award-winning Kirk Whalum in the building. Let's get into Kafé Kirk. How long has Kafé Kirk been going on here in the city of Memphis? And I want you to update me on the June 28th event as well.
Yes. So I'll start with that to say that the event that's coming up, Kafé Kirk, is a series. It's not a place. And because a lot of people hear cafe go, where is it? It's at Crosstown, at the Crosstown Theater. But the concert coming up this Sunday on the 28th of June, 2026, is
coming up.
The incredible duo, the Baylor Project. And it's Marcus and Jean Baylor, married couple. He's a drummer. She's an incredible singer. And so it's kind of gospel jazz in essence, which is right up my alley. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful sound, and something that really does appeal to people who are not really looking for gospel, right? That's my thing, is that, when they heard the Staple Singers, wasn't nobody looking for gospel. I'll take you there.
I'll take you there.
Yeah. So, but all of that was gospel in the essence of it. So that's what we'll do on the 28th at Crosstown, and there's still some tickets left, not a lot.
Okay.
The series started about 10 years ago in another venue, but when Crosstown was finished, I was invited to come take a look at this incredible state-of-the-art theater, and they said, it's all yours, whatever you want to do. And it ties into my life, basically, like the arts and social justice. Ministry to me is kind of those two things. There's certain people who kind of evangelical stream of like, well, we just got to get people saved and get them to heaven. To me, it's like, how can you share the love of Christ with people in such a way that makes their lives better, makes them more at peace? Music is the best way, but also, man, tending to those physical needs. Felt needs. I cut hair over at Manor House. I've done that for 15 years.
Wow.
And that's what I love.
Wow. I am looking forward to coming. I'm coming to the show on Sunday
Yay.
to Kafé Kirk. And you mentioned the green room at Crosstown. I would say the first time that I actually saw you in person here in Memphis was during the Mystic podcast.
Yes.
That you were, I want to say, a co-host. Are you a frequent co-host on the pod?
So we have a 5-member panel.
Yes.
Right. Incredible people, a rabbi, a preacher.
Yes,
you know
it's
what?
such a diverse group.
Yeah. And so we kind of, Into the Mystic was a song that was very, very popular years ago. It was about, mysticism in the sense that Christ, was a mystic. He came along and he started everything that they had locked down, like this is the way things are. He's like, yeah, but have you thought about this? And basically people who contemplate the connection between God and creation, it's about contemplation and action. So doing the things that you feel like represent God best, and then really not coming down so hard on this topic or that subject or well the
Yes.
LGBTQ and this the blah blah blah, and they're making all those judgments. More so is about being in a state of contemplation and conversation with other people and their faith traditions and that type of thing.
And that's exactly how I felt in the audience, that you guys were not judgmental on anything. Everyone was open to ideas,
Yeah.
statements, and I really enjoyed it.
It's a lovely thing. It's something that Dr. Scott
Yes.
Morris invited me to be part of. He's a superstar here in Memphis
Mhm.
because of Church Health, primarily. The Church Health used to be Church Health Center, which is now at Crosstown. And they are the people who catch folks who fall through the cracks of our terrible healthcare, not all terrible, but our very much needy healthcare system.
Indeed. Wow. Well, Mr. Whalum, Bishop Whalum, all the things. I truly enjoyed you today on the Ena Esco Show. I need my audience to go and get tickets to check out Kafé Kirk along with the Baylor Project for June 28th. You guys even have a discount code for our Ena Esco Show listeners, which is ENA5 for $5 off. I want to thank you, Mr. Kirk Whalum, for joining me today on the Ena Esco Show. I would love to have you back and talk with some of our students as well. We have a lot of impressionable youth, right? And I think that, it's a full circle moment for me just coming back to my alma mater to give back. But I really love the words that you said about mentorship. And I'm always looking for someone that's very inspirational to come and speak with them and keep them motivated, especially in 2026 with so much pressure and things on their minds right now, right?
Yeah, that's just the invisible, gorilla of this cultural moment that we're in, where we all have to, suit up and, yes, mentor and inspire and encourage to keep on going. And that's rough. So thanks for your part. And
Yes.
yes, thank you, LeMoyne-Owen. And I got to go in here with Julian and teach him about signal flow.
Yes, you do.
And yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Mr. Bishop, Grammy Award-winning, none other than Memphis legend, Memphis icon, Kirk Whalum. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.